Hi Aquarius, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind this is general, so just take what resonates. But thank you in advance for your love and support, your likes, comments, and of course your subscriptions to this channel if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to book a personal reading with myself after this reading. Everything you need is down below in the description box. I'll definitely get that started for you. Now, also, do keep in mind as we move forward with the reading, this is meant to pertain to the following 48 hours for you, starting when you are guided to or drawn to this video, not just after I post the video. So it's timeless to an extent in that sense, if we want to put it that way. So we're going to begin by pulling, interestingly enough, an oracle or whatever we get from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. And then we'll use the Gilded Tarot Royale deck for the main part of your reading. I'll push to keep going forward as you're reminded a very hermit card vibe here with the taking shelter. They're saying thinking of your living situation in wanting to improve things, whether that means moving somewhere new or just improving where you're at, knowing it's not changing, but feeling as if you are reminded you have the answers within to seek out new levels of clarity, but don't overdo it all the meanwhile. But to keep moving forward and don't let anybody or anything get in your way. I'm very goal-oriented in the next 48 hours, and I feel like recently too, okay? Not being completely vocal about what those goals are, but people understanding that you have places to go, things to accomplish, money on the mind, I feel the need to say. Beginning a new cycle, first light. Now, in a sense, it could feel as if in the next 48 hours or surrounding it, you just have began a new cycle in certain ways. Maybe energy-wise, it could feel like your living situation is just beginning anew in one way or certain ways, but not in others, right? And will continue to develop moving forward. But I just feel as if you are thinking about your largest goal at this point in regards to beginning a complete new cycle. Again, that could be tied into your residence. But the one that flew out, we have in the flow. Talking about everything is smooth sailing, okay? It feels like in the next 48 hours, yeah, there's certain frustrations, irritations, noise complications, I feel I need to say. But you're in the flow, okay? Thinking about winter energy, interesting. Winter weather, if you look at this imagery. Even if you don't experience it where you're living. But I do feel as if you're flowing through the next 48 hours and showing people how it's done, showing people that you can just multitask, get what you need to accomplished. And they're saying, I'm definitely getting the vibe, everything is smooth sailing from here, even if there are obstacles to overcome, utilizing your experience to your advantage, instead of to hinder you, potentially in comparison to the past, where it felt more hinder-oriented. Interesting wording. You may overcomplicate things as far as how you explain or even when you're telling stories in the next 48 hours, but I do feel like you're going through a balancing act, prioritizing your happiness, feeling a little bit moody at a certain point, if not multiple. The energy in a situation, if not more than one, it may not be perfect. Bear with it, as I feel like you are fighting for changes in a very in the flow manner. You need to have patience all the meanwhile, underneath it all, as you just try to dance with life, right? You could be balancing out multiple positions or just feeling as if you have so much work to accomplish on the horizon. But you're manifesting a lot, my friend, okay? They're saying just keep dancing. You may be pushed to actually dance in the next 48 hours to music as a form of release, or just to uplift one's energy, right? Improve it, to escape the world you're living in at this time. Try not to think about the state of the world in and of itself. Okay, interesting. I'm not repeating that. But I just feel as if you're manifesting a lot at this time. You're reminded in the next 48 hours, the possibilities are absolutely endless for you at this time. You can transform your world for the better. Try to keep that mindset strategic, okay? Utilize it to your advantage and don't lose that level of optimism due to annoyances, okay? A level of stagnancy from the past that's starting to loosen up, all right? We're sailing towards the new as I was drawn to the sleigh, which doesn't really match it completely, but anyways, the Eight of Wands, I feel like things are progressing, moving, a lot of messages, compliments, comments coming in. People wanting to know how things are going, how a new situation is progressing, or just why you are so to oneself. It's like, I have a lot going on, trying to sort through a lot, feeling as if you just have a lot of options when it comes to the future. But all the meanwhile, the past is taking quite irrelevance. You could be thinking about a feisty period that you had, or feisty moments where you reacted too much in the past. Or you could be thinking about someone you used to wrap oneself up with who is very, very, they're saying attitude-y, right? Or just mean in one way, shape, or form, as interesting as that wording is. Again, keeping that faith alive, that hope alive, as a reminder you're blossoming, okay? Getting ready to fly towards the new, and just churning ahead, excuse me, or being pushed not to respond at times or speak to a specific somebody or multiple or even participate, turning a blind eye or just turning your head to not participate or associate with certain individuals or situations at this time. Wow. They're saying spirit is protecting your energy, okay, your future. Think about it. In the past, did it really help you to overreact or to interact with those who don't suit you energy-wise? No. And I feel like that's where the flashbacks to the past for the most part are coming from. A reminder to keep things in check, right? To keep to oneself is more beneficial than to associate with the wrong for you. I feel as if things feel overlapping in certain ways. The past with the present with the future. Okay, does that make sense? The number 2 coming into play, look up the spiritual meaning or the angel number meaning, however you wish to go about it. Feeling as if you're thinking about your world in a very fantasy-oriented kind of way. Interesting, we just went from one cup to the next. Things coming full circle in a lot of ways, being pushed to fantasize, to imagine what you desire, given your manifestation skills are very much heightened at this time. They're saying to be an Aquarius is to be successful. Sorry, they said Aquarian. But yeah, in the midst of you manifesting a lot, you're very much spiritually connected, keeping that secrecy alive, okay? You may be acted through, spoken through, or both throughout the next 48 when it comes to who's watching you, watching over you, guiding you, or it could just be a random spirit joining you for that second or just a period of your path. Oof. They're saying some join you for a whole day. I don't know why I reacted that way. I'm just noticing that I did that. It happens to me like 24/7. Anyways, they're reminding me of how it's part of why my readings are so damn accurate. At the top of the reading, we have the Lovers. It feels as if love could take a focus for some of you Aquarians in the next 48 hours, or the lack thereof which in your life. You could be pushed to think back to a past love situation, as they just showed me that dragon again with the fire. Somebody who is not the nicest that you've dated in the past, or just treaded in that or progressed in that direction as you dated them. Doesn't mean you had to be fully in a relationship. Thinking about endings, desiring an ending. Okay, you're not the only sign at this time. Thinking about a level of vulnerability, if I could even say it, that you need to expect moving forward. Okay, therefore reminded of a more vulnerable time in your past. Your business is growing if you run one. Just know that. And you'll see proof of that in the next 48 hours. You're developing as a human, as a soul, and it's just very evident to those around you. As the number 910 takes a focus, angel number-wise, look that up as well. Feeling as if your strength is just glowing for all to see. You feeling a bit stern, very focused, very busybody-like, but also finding the time to take care of oneself and to rest all the meanwhile behind closed doors. I just heard screw it. I'm just going to do what's right for me for Aquarius. And I just kind of had a deja vu moment that keeps coming up in these readings today. As to when I said that in another one of your readings. Anyways, I just feel as if you're being pushed to maintain, to regain a level of strength before a leap of faith, to have more fun all the meanwhile, to balance out that strength and realize you don't have to be this ultra strong individual 24/7, even if you've been through a lot and are going through a lot. You can let loose and have fun, as I'm pushed to see this as a very dancing imagery once again. Okay, we'll put those over here. Actually, this side's quite empty. Filling in blank spaces, feeling like you just want things to be even, a level of perfection coming about you at certain points. Okay, interesting. I'm going to take that as you just feeling or being viewed as a level of perfection look-wise, or just how you're communicating. Other times, not so much. So be it. Nobody's actually perfect. But what I was trying to get at is I feel like that perfectionist within you resurfaces or just comes to be, where you are just trying to make things better than they were before, right? Or just wanting something you're putting out there into the universe to be as perfect as can be. So be it. Just don't let it stress you out all the meanwhile, as there is a chance it might. Letting oneself recognize that in the next 48, there's a lack of clarity. You'll gain that clarity when need be. Feeling as if you are a bit defensive, even if you're not speaking to certain people or associating oneself with them, your energy speaks for itself, okay? Or spirit might. Thinking about a specific connection in the next 48 hours, somebody who is meant to come with you moving forward, they're seeing you as somebody who's very depleted, okay? Recognize that this individual feels very friend-oriented, is meant to travel with you to new heights in the future, but not come with you in other ways, other senses. You're gonna feel as if you are just being viewed as somebody whose world is changing, okay? And you're being pushed to recognize that about oneself. Allow for the next 48 hours to be as simplistic as possible, as I feel like the upcoming days, weeks will be very, very busy for oneself as your world changes for the better, okay? You're gonna recognize that you're never gonna be the same, and that's a beautiful thing. And nothing's gonna get in your way, excuse me, as you accomplish all the goals you need to. Wow, this feels so dramatic. Just stay in the flow and accept that you're manifesting a lot, and everything should be smooth sailing moving forward. Just do what you gotta do, okay? So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing next 48 hours. I know you will, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Aquarius.